This is another Patreon request, and this one comes from Jack Oliver. And yeah, this is a What Would They Think video, and basically what this is what would the Z Fighters think of RWBY? Yeah, we're doing a RWBY double feature. I know, we're oddball, right? So for this, I guess we'll talk about, like, the main cast and what would the Z Fighters think of RWBY, and in turn, what would they think of them. I haven't done a what would they think video in a long time. But anyway, let's get started. So I think, honestly, the first thing that RWBY, especially, like, RWBY herself, would think of the Z Fighters would be, these guys are really cool. They're, like, really fucking powerful, and they don't even, like, how do they use their aura? How do they fly? I want to fly. I could just run real fast. These guys can actually freaking fly. Why can't I do that? I want to do that. So that's what I think would be the consensus for RWBY herself, is that she would just be like, I want to run. I want to learn how to fly. Can you teach me how to fly? Oh, can you teach me how to shoot laser beams? Also, it would just be completely adorable to see RWBY and Goku eating together, like them just having an eating contest, and RWBY just like, oh sure, you can scarf down all those noodles, but check how many cookies I can fit in my mouth. It's a lot. Hint, it's a lot. I think a lot of the characters would also, like the Z Fighters, would be interested in Yang, because at first when they see her use her semblance for the first time, I think it would be like, are we sure she's not a Saiyan? Are we sure? Because, like, literally when she powers up, it's literally like going Super Saiyan. So I think that would just be hilarious, just for, like, a quick moment of, like, Vegeta being like, is she a Saiyan? Is that girl a Saiyan? So now, now we are just, it would be a lot of fun also to see, like, Blake and Piccolo hang out. Like, Blake and Piccolo, I think, would be really cool to see them, interact, especially. I would really love to see, like, Blake and Piccolo have, like, a conversation and just be like, well, alright, the rest of our team are full of idiots, and we're the ones usually doing all the thinking, so, yay. That's what I think would really happen, is that they would just be like, well, here we are. Yay. And also, I think it'd be really fun to see, like, Piccolo kind of, like, analyzing everyone's, all of Team RWBY's fighting style. And I think RWBY, of course, would be like, oh, can you teach us? Can you train us? And Piccolo would be like, my training days are over. I don't do that shit no more. So now, so also I think Vegeta would just kind of, like, mock them. I think that would just be like, in typical Vegeta fashion, he would just like he would just be like kind of mocking them for the most part. He would just be like, oh well, their power levels are just kind of weak and diminutive, and if we were ever in your world, we would just trounce this Salem no problem. Like, the Prince of All Saiyans has fought worse than, some witch lady. It's no big deal. Like, I don't see the big problem with this Salem bitch you keep harping on about. It would just be fun. Like, also, I think it would be, like, first encounters would, of course, lead to a fight. So, of course, like, with these first encounters, like, the team would just be, like, I don't think, because, again, Dragon Ball Z characters are so overpowered, so I think, like, their weapons would, like, in the first encounter between the two sides of the Z Warriors and RWBY, I think, like, all their weapons would just bounce off their bodies, and they'd just be like, what was that? The only thing I think that would get, like, I honestly do think would hurt them or surprise them is RWBY Silver Eyes, but that only works on Grimm, so therein lies the problem. So that's what I think would be the big, like, twist, is that I think they would look at the Silver Eyes and be like, I don't know what that was, but that was pretty cool. And, of course, Yang trying to throw a punch, and I think, like, it would be funny, like, Goku would be, like, struck, and he'd be like, huh, I almost felt that. Boom! And it would just be that. I think that would just be the end of that. I would also love to see Penny and Android 18 meet. That would just be perfect, because Penny would be like, you were an android who became human and had a family? You are so amazing! Like, she would just idolize 18, while 18 would just be like, okay, thanks, whatever. I don't see I don't see the problem here, but whatever. Thanks for the compliments, I guess. I'm just a gal who just became human and had a normal married life. So that would be that would be just another fun moment of just like 18, like, all right, I guess the kid wants to be human. Trust me, kid. There are days where I wish I just stayed where I stayed an android. So, that would just be a lot of fun to see as well. And yeah, I would also love to see Jean get his ass kicked. Like, Jean would try to be like a big hero and like try to train with someone like Vegeta or even like Tien. Like he just gets his ass kicked across the arena, and he's just like, best 2 out of 3, and they're like, no, Jean, you've had enough. So yeah, I think this would be a lot of fun of just like, I don't want to see them fight. That's the thing with these what would they think videos, is that I don't like, this wouldn't be a fight. This would be more like a, you know, just an encounter. Like, this is just like, oh, what would they think of each other? And because yeah, the RWBY characters would just get beaten down by the Z fighters, no problem. And I'm not even the biggest Dragon Ball Z guy. That's just sadly how it would go. So there you go, guys. I want to thank Jack Oliver for this what would they think video. And yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think? What would the Z fighters think of RWBY? And always, just click the link. If you want to have a Patreon request video here on YouTube, just go to my Patreon, hit the link in the description below, and join my Patreon there, join the tier, and just join the video there. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed this. And once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.